So, you're expecting. Congratulations, first of all. This is an exciting time for both parent and baby, as a foundation for your little one's person and personality have already begun to form even before you may realize that they exist, which is pretty exciting. The fetal brain begins to develop very early on compared to other organs. At only the third week of gestation, the brain is already beginning to form. And thanks to scientific advancement in MRI technology, as well as our understanding of the brain, the process of fetal brain development is starting to become more and more clear to us. Fetal magnetic resonance imaging, which is fMRI, has allowed us to understand more and more about how and when the baby's brains are formed. And this means that as parents in this modern age will have a unique opportunity to follow along with your baby's progress as his or her brain takes shape, as that will be the foundation for it to grow into the child that you will soon know and already love. By week 4, the neural plate has formed, which really is the foundation for your baby's brain and spinal cord to develop. The neural plate, once it elongates, will fold in on itself to form a tube, the neural tube, from which the brain and spinal cord will develop. Once it closes, the neural tube will bulge into 3 sections known as the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain. And soon after, these sections will form into more specialized regions of the brain, including the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the brainstem, the pituitary gland, as well as the hypothalamus. This occurs after around the 7th week of gestation. At around week 6, the baby's first electrical brain activity can be sensed, which means that the baby's neurons are beginning to fire, and impulses are communicated, which is an extremely important and significant step in your baby's progress and development. Neurons during the fetal development are developed at a rate of 250,000 neurons per minute, while in the womb, which just goes to show the amount of development which occurs at this stage. During the 2nd trimester, your baby's brain is beginning to direct its diaphragm and chest muscles to contract, so they are starting to get a feel for breathing. And around the same time, the baby's swallowing and sucking impulses are also beginning to kick in, and by week 21, the baby is swallowing ounces of amniotic fluid on the daily. By the end of the 2nd trimester, the brainstem has nearly developed in full and is beginning to control heart rate, breathing, as well as blood pressure. In addition, you may notice your baby respond to external stimuli, which is pretty cool, as he or she reacts to noises outside the womb, such as your voice, for example, or music. At this point, your baby already is also spending some time asleep. This can include REM sleep, which is where dreaming usually occurs. The 3rd trimester features rapid brain development, as it almost triples in weight, and the neurons and wiring also multiply and mature. The cerebellum, which is the area of the brain responsible for motor control, is the area of the brain that develops fastest at this stage. And by the time the baby is born, a strong foundation for further development has occurred, and your baby is ready to grow in response to the environment that he or she will encounter outside the womb.